I'm working on an HPI Nitro Rush. One of the big topics on this car is the spur gear. Nobody can find these gears anymore online, and what do you do if you strip a gear? Fortunate enough for me, I have not stripped my gear yet, but I cannot find a replacement. I have an OS 18 motor in here, and I wanted to gear it up so I have a little bit more top end, because I have so much out of the whole power it just cuts loose. So I was going to replace the bell gear. Some information about this. It's just like a bicycle. Your motor is your feet, what you pedal your bike with. If you have a 21 speed bicycle and you put a smaller gear, you go down to a smaller gear, it's easier to pedal. Therefore you lose top end speed. If you go up to the bigger gear, you get more top end speed, but it's harder to pedal. Same thing with the gear here, okay? So if you go to a bigger gear, you're going to get more top end speed. So the tooth I have on here is a 13 with a stock spur gear, okay? And I was going to go up to a 15. But I thought, you know, I'm going to order a Savage gear because I want to see if it's going to fit. Now, the rumors I'm hearing is that the Savage gear will fit. Let's see the offset here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the spear. I've already got the nut out and everything. The rumor is that it is interchangeable, that it will fit. Okay, as you can see, it has the same clutcher pad on the back, and it pretty much indents about the same. Basically, the offsets are about the same where it sits, and if you look at it on the ground, the gears actually line up perfectly. Now, are they going to line up perfect when you put it on? Well, let's see. That's a Savage spur gear. As you can see, the gear is lined up absolutely perfect, but the mesh is off. Now, I'm going to loosen my motor, and I am going to see if I can adjust it or not. Okay, so we'll do that right now. I'll go ahead and loosen it up. Like I said, somebody else told me that I just have to put the bigger gear on it in order to get the right mesh. That you can do it with a 14, but it'll be a little bit loose, and a 15 is just about perfect. Okay, now this is a 13. So if what they said is true, then my mesh is still going to be a little bit loose. So let's see what happens here. Just loosen these screws up. That should be good enough. Nope, I didn't loosen this one yet. There we go. Now my motor should be moving. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, now we'll go ahead and put the Savage gear back on. It's all the way up. Actually, you can see how nice it lines up there. Now let's see, can I adjust the mesh? Actually, I'm perfect with a 13. Look at that, guys. I have a 13 gear on here, and I have enough adjustment. I didn't have to change to a 15. So I don't know, for you guys that are saying that, oh, you're going to need a 14 or a 15, I have a 13 on here, and I have plenty of movement, okay, with a 13. So that's a 52 tooth spur gear, 52 tooth. Okay, and the part number I've got here is 76942. It's a 52 tooth spur gear for the Savage, 76942, and I have a 13 tooth. Now, this is a 56 tooth gear from the factory. Let's see if you can read that right there. That's upside down. That's what it is. Where'd it go? My eyes are so bad. There we go. 56 tooth. So I'm going up 4 gears. That's going to give me more top end. So what I could do is, instead of replacing my bell gear, which is what I was going to do, I could stay with the 13 because if I go with a Savage, I now am gearing it up for more top end. Actually, this could benefit me more to use a Savage gear instead of the HPI. Now let me try. Let's go ahead and put my spring on and put my nut on. Actually, that's not the one I was using last time. Although it's kind of cool purple. Maybe I'll leave the purple one on. That's the one I had on my wheel. Kind of funny. I had the silver one. You can't see much from here, can you? Let's see if I move my camera. See if you can see better now. You see my spur gear? There we go. See if I can move a little bit like that and see if I can keep from spilling everything. Alright, so anyway, these nuts on here are the same nuts that you use for your wheels. So I think I'll just stick with the purple one. I kind of like purple on the engine since I have other purple stuff on it anyway. And it's like the only purple nut I had left anyway. Alright, so I'll go ahead and tighten this up. We're going to see if we can get the motor adjustment where I wanted it based on what we've been talking about. Perfect. Nice. Okay, now we're gonna adjust. You know, yeah, I got lots of room with my motor. I don't have any issues at all with having enough room. Now I want to tell you, the only difference is if you have a really old Nitro Rush and you have the aluminum motor plate, I don't know if that might be the issue with some of the older models, because I have the cast aluminum motor plate on mine. I'll show you what I mean. Whoops. If you look down in there and you look at the motor plate, it's cast aluminum. You see where it hooks to the motor here? So I don't know. See the aluminum plate right there? So it's a really thick metal plate instead of being the aluminum, solid aluminum one. So I don't know if that would make a difference. Let's see. Damn, where's my other screwdriver? Because that screwdriver I'm using is a little bit off. Let's just see if I can get it to tighten up a little bit here. Check my mesh once I get this all and see how it's sitting. There we go. Okay, that mesh is a little bit loose. Let's see. Just a little. Let's see if I can go a little bit more on this, because it seemed to me that I had enough room earlier. Now I seem like I'm back further now. Let's see. Now I realize I have the Evo chassis on here and the Evo motor mount plate. The old purple one could be a little different. Oh no, I got perfect mesh, you guys. Perfect. You can look at my mesh. Motor spinning freely, and if you look at the play, see if you can see in here, I don't have any slop in there. It's literally perfect. That would be the perfect amount of slop. And it's nice and free, spins freely, but I have the perfect amount. I mean, literally, it moves. Let's see. See that movement? You want just a little bit of movement. See it? You want that amount of movement. Now look at my motor. It is literally all the way back, but it fits with a 13. So I'm good. I'm gonna leave it and try it out. I'm gonna run this gear on here. That's kind of exciting. I'll buy a couple extra of these gears and I don't have to worry about nothing. Now again, I'm running an OS 18 slide carburetor, so this thing is crazy wicked powerful out of the hole, so I can afford to gear up the back gear a little bit and not worry about it. Whereas if you have a stock 15 motor or something like that and it's not a slide carburetor, you may not want more gearing. That's really up to you. I don't think you can really go more than the 13 on this gear. If you go any more than that, I think you will have a problem. But other than that, I'm very pleased with that. I got my 4 gears higher. I got pretty good mesh. Yeah, that's a really nice mesh. Sorry you guys aren't seeing everything here. I need something to put it on. But anyway, there you go. I've given you the part number for the Savage. I've got a 13 tooth on here. So you could do a 14 if you wanted to get a little bit tighter mesh, but I really don't think you need it. I think if you look at the mesh on this, let's see my finger, see if I can hold it here. You can see it's, see that movement? That is perfect. I would say that's perfect mesh. So I'm not messing with it. That moved the motor back just a hair because you can see where it sits on the plates all the way back. I didn't do any modifications to it. I'm very pleased. Alright, so I hope that helps you guys out. Now you know if you need a spur gear, go buy a Savage spur gear. Anyway, peace out.